Hey families, welcome back. My name is Alicia Fries, or Mrs. E as your students call me. As you know, I'm the operations manager of a company called OpenMinds Education, and I'm so excited to be bringing you this project today. I think you're really going to love it. Today I want to talk about simple machines, and then we're going to use a couple of those simple machines to design a complex machine. Okay, here we go. Simple machines. What is a simple machine? Well, actually a simple machine is exactly what it sounds like. It's a machine that makes our job easier. It allows us to do a task while expending less energy. You might not know this, but I bet you use simple machines every day in your lives. If you've ever pulled up the blinds in your home, you've used a simple machine. If you've ever chopped a fruit or a vegetable with a knife, you've used a simple machine. There are 6 types of different machines that I want to go through really quickly, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to create with a couple of those. All right, so our 6 simple machines are a pulley, we have a lever, a wheel and axle that's actually one, an inclined plane, a wedge, and a screw. 6 simple machines. Later on, I would encourage you to look around your house, talk to your parents, and see of those simple machines what you can find just in your home. I bet you'd be surprised at how many there are. Okay, today we're going to take 3 of those simple machines, the lever, the pulley, and the wheel and axle, and we are going to combine them to design a winch. A winch is a hauling device. It's usually a rotating drum that has a chain or a rope attached to it, and it's wound by a lever or a crank or a motor, and whatever is attached to that chain or rope at the end of it gets hauled up, right? This is a type of complex machine. A complex machine is a machine that allows us to do a harder job. In this instance, to haul things that you might not normally be able to just with your own 2 arms. Okay, so we're going to design a winch using household and recycled materials. So here's what I want you to grab from around your home. You're gonna need some cardboard, a couple different pieces. If you have CDs, hopefully you know what CDs are. If you don't, ask your parents. But I want you to grab 2 CDs if you have them. If you don't worry. With that cardboard that you've grabbed, I want you to cut 2 circles, okay? Mine are roughly the size of my CDs, but you can also get a small bowl and trace that and then cut them out. If you're having a hard time, please get your parents' help with this, as cutting cardboard can be tricky, okay? So you either have 2 pieces of cardboard in the shape of circles, you have 2 CDs if you're not using that. You do, like I said, need extra cardboard for some other pieces, some other parts of our winch. You need a paper tube. Okay, this is a toilet paper tube that I'm gonna cut in half. If you don't have one of those on hand, you can use a paper towel roll. What else? Scissors. Hot glue is preferable in this project, but if you don't have hot glue, you can use a roll of tape. You're also gonna need some yarn or some string. And then if you have it on hand, you can use a straw for your handle, or if not, I'm probably gonna use a stick just because I think it might be fun to try that. All right, so let me show you how to put your winch together and then encourage you to design some other parts of it yourself. What I want you to do is to take your CD, if you're using one, and we're gonna need to block the hole in the center of the CD. That's because eventually our handle, whatever you're using, either your stick or your straw, is gonna go through there. But if you notice, it's just gonna get all wobbly in here. It's too small for this space. So we need to put something over this hole to kind of tighten the grip around our lever. What I decided that we would use was cardboard, okay? So you're gonna cut a small piece of cardboard to go over your hole in the center of your CD. Now, if you're using hot glue for this project, you need to ask a parent's permission before you can hot glue, or you need to ask for a parent's help before you can hot glue. That's very important. I actually don't ever allow my students to hot glue in our classes because I've been burned before, guys, and it really hurts, okay? So please be careful. You're gonna hot glue your piece of cardboard over the hole of the CD. It doesn't matter what's that, okay? Up to you. You're gonna do that to both CDs. If you're using a cardboard circle, don't worry about that part because you already got the cardboard actually, so it doesn't matter. All right, then you're gonna take your paper tube and you're gonna cut it in half. I've already done that and put it here so you can see this one. And you're gonna hot glue it to one piece of your cardboard that's blocking the hole to your CD, okay? All right, so I did it on this side. And now, since this is dry, I'm gonna do it to the other side also. Let's see, here we go. Just gonna put some hot glue here really carefully. And I'm gonna stick it to my cardboard on this side. Now, while that's drying, if you're using the cardboard circles, what you're gonna do is take your paper tube. You actually don't have to cut it in half. You can leave it longer if you'd like. And you're gonna hot glue that just to the center of your circle on one side, and then same with the other. Now, if you are one of those students who does not have hot glue at home, please don't worry. You can get your tape and you can just use a bunch of tape and tape it down. I know it's possible. I've seen it done before. I've actually done it in some of my classes when the hot glue is not working, okay? So you can also use a bunch of tape to tape this. All right, so you either have your cardboard with your paper tube glued to the center or taped to the center, or you have your CDs with your cardboard blocking your hole and then your paper tube glued to the center or taped, okay? Now what I want you to do with a parent's help, because this part can be very tricky, if you're gonna make a handle using either a straw or a stick, you need to poke holes in your cardboard, okay? Even if you're using the cardboard circles, you're gonna have to do the same thing. You want it to be able to go through the center of your tube. So I've already done that. I managed to poke 2 holes, and now I'm gonna line them up, and voila! I have my stick handle that's gone through the cardboard, through the hole, through the cardboard, through the paper tube, out the other side, okay? Now we're gonna wanna secure this, but I'm not gonna do it yet because I'm gonna give you a couple options for later what you're gonna do with this, okay? So let's just leave this here for a second. If it doesn't roll away, we'll see. Okay. Actually, we're now almost done with designing our winch. What I'm gonna do now is take my yarn. You're gonna wanna find some yarn or some string, and you're gonna need to cut some. It can be as long as you like. However long it is, that's how much you have to work with your winch. So you're gonna take that and either tape it or hot glue it to the paper tube in the center of your winch, okay? So here I'm gonna do that, just add a little bit of hot glue very carefully without touching the very end. I'm just gonna stick it on there, okay? Maybe I'll use something else to help stick it down. I have this other stick. Just gonna make sure it's really stuck on there. All right, so now my yarn is hot glued to the center. Again, you can tape it if that is preferable. And if you notice, I have this device now that I can start winding up my yarn. Well, this is essentially what a winch does, right? It uses a rotating drum to wind or to haul a device using a chain or rope. Well, it's much easier to do if you have a lever to turn the winch, okay? But if you notice right now, this is kind of just, it's actually working pretty well, but it is a little bit floppy because my stick is still loose in here. Before I really secure that, I want to encourage you to design something that will support your winch, okay? So I've come up with a couple different suggestions, but I'm eager to see what you decide on, or if you can come up with anything else that maybe you can do on your own. One thing that you could do, if you have any corks in your house, is you could make a tower of corks. I also use some bottle caps, and what I might do is hot glue these on. I already hot glued one, and if I put these there like this, it might support my winch so that when I have my handle through, I can turn it, and then it can wind up my yarn or rope. It's not working as well as I hoped. You know, it's not gonna be the most supportive thing, but that is one idea, okay? One thing that you could do. Another suggestion, actually that my sister came up with when I was talking to her about this project, she got really excited about it, is you could take an extra paper towel roll if you have one. I don't have 2, so I'm gonna use these toilet paper tubes over here. I'm gonna tape these together so that they're closer to the same size as this paper towel roll. All right, and I think what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna hot glue these down to this piece of cardboard, okay? well, let's wait just a second. I want to make sure that this is going to fit in here. All right, so maybe this distance apart. I'm going to hot glue this down. All right. And now what do you think I'm going to do with this? Well, I'm trying to create some sort of support system so that I don't just have to hold my winch and wind, which is actually still very fun. Look, it's working. That's so awesome. But it might be more fun if it could just sit somewhere and I could turn the handle and it would go itself. So I think what I'll do is very, very carefully, using a pencil, I'm going to poke some holes through my paper tubes. I'm going to try to line them up as best as I can. All right. Now, this is going to get tricky, so bear with me. Let's see how this works. I'm going to stick my stick through there, through one tower. I'm going to poke it back through my winch, and I'm going to find the other side and poke it through this next tower. Trying to go, line them up as best as I can. All right. Now, let's see if this works. I can turn my winch and it stays there and it's winding my rope. It is working. That's awesome. Okay, to make this a little more effective, what I think I'll do is hot glue my stick here to really, really secure it in place so that it has a really, really tight grip on the winch so that it doesn't wobble around so much, and then it might be even more effective when I turn it, okay? So let me see, let's give this a second to dry, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully you've already started working on this. I think it's a really fun thing. While this dries, I'll also give you some other ideas of some things you could do. I had one student in one of my classes make a bucket and attach it to the end of his string so that whenever he wound his winch, it hauled up the bucket, which was awesome. If you have any Legos at home, you could attach a car to the end and then haul them up, okay? What else? I don't know. You guys will probably come up with way more ideas than I even have. That would be awesome. Okay, so let's see if this is gonna work now. Oh, other way. Yeah, look at it go. It's kind of sticky because of the hot glue, but essentially it's working. My winch is hauling things, all right? And it's staying really well between my two towers, which is a lot more fun than just holding it and winding it. Again, you can do that, but I think if you can create some sort of support system for it, that would be really awesome. All right, well, this is our project today, designing a winch using recycled materials and household items. Again, it's a complex machine that we've created using simple machines. It's pretty cool to think about how much stronger we are when we work with someone else or something else. Just like we're kind of like simple machines, right? We can do a lot of easy tasks on our own, but if we want to do something harder, we need to often ask for help. I would encourage you guys to ask for help today or any time in life that you're struggling, that you're feeling like you can't do something by yourself. We are stronger together, and I hope that you remember that, and I hope that you have a lot of fun doing this project and designing a winch at home. All right, well, thank you so much for your time. I look forward to bringing you guys another video soon. Stay safe. Bye.